Welcome to War Bios, the podcast where we delve into the lives of history's most fascinating military figures. Today, we're going to explore the remarkable story of Little Turtle, a Native American leader who would play a pivotal role in shaping the early history of the United States. Born around 747, Little Turtle was a member of the Miami tribe, which inhabited the region that is now Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. His early life was marked by significant challenges and influences that would ultimately shape his character and inform his decisions as a leader. Imagine yourself standing in a small Miami village near the present-day city of Fort Wayne, Indiana, surrounded by the rolling hills and dense forests of the American wilderness. The air is crisp, filled with the scent of wood smoke and the distant call of a wild turkey. It's here that Little Turtle was born, his arrival marked by the traditional rituals and ceremonies of his people. As a child, he would have been immersed in the rich cultural heritage of the Miami tribe, learning essential skills such as hunting, farming, and warfare from a young age. The Miami tribe was known for its expertise in crafting birch bark canoes and navigating the complex network of rivers and streams that crisscrossed their territory. Little Turtle would have spent countless hours on the water, learning the intricacies of river travel and developing the skills necessary to thrive in this environment. He would have also been taught about the importance of respecting the land, the spirits, and the delicate balance between nature and human activity. The Miami tribe believed in living in harmony with the natural world, taking only what they needed and leaving the rest to flourish. As a young boy, Little Turtle would have been exposed to the stories of his ancestors' bravery and wisdom. He would have heard tales of great warriors, like his father, who had fought against rival tribes and European colonizers. These stories would have instilled in him a sense of pride and purpose, encouraging him to develop the qualities necessary to become a great leader. The Miami tribe was organized into a loose confederacy of clans, each with its own distinct identity and traditions. Little Turtle's family likely belonged to one of these clans, which would have played a significant role in shaping his early life and worldview. Growing up, Little Turtle would have witnessed the arrival of European American settlers and traders in the region. This influx of outsiders brought new technologies, diseases, and ideas that would profoundly impact the Native American way of life. The Miami tribe had already experienced the devastating effects of smallpox and other diseases introduced by European colonizers, which had significantly reduced their population and disrupted their social structures. Little Turtle would have seen firsthand the impact of these diseases on his community, watching as friends and family members fell ill and died. Despite these challenges, Little Turtle's early years were likely marked by a sense of curiosity and adventure. As a member of a tribe that valued bravery, cunning, and strategic thinking, he would have been encouraged to develop these qualities from a young age. His parents and elders would have taught him the importance of being resourceful, adaptable, and resilient in the face of uncertainty. These traits would serve Little Turtle well as he navigated the complex and often treacherous world of Native American politics and warfare. As Little Turtle entered his teenage years, he would have begun to take on more responsibilities within his community. He might have accompanied older warriors on hunting trips or participated in ceremonial events that brought together different clans and tribes. These experiences would have helped shape his sense of identity and purpose, as well as his understanding of the world beyond his village. Little Turtle would have learned about the intricate web of alliances and rivalries between Native American tribes, as well as the complex relationships between these tribes and European colonizers. The historical context of Little Turtle's early years was marked by significant upheaval and transformation. The British had recently defeated the French in the 7 Years' War, which had far-reaching consequences for Native American tribes across North America. The Miami tribe, like many others, found itself caught between competing European powers, each seeking to expand its territory and influence. This complex web of alliances, rivalries, and interests would ultimately shape Little Turtle's path as a leader and inform his decisions about how to navigate the treacherous landscape of Native American politics. His experiences as a young boy, from learning traditional skills to witnessing the impact of European colonization, laid the foundation for his future as a leader. The challenges he faced during these formative years would test his character, force him to adapt, and ultimately prepare him for the significant role he would play in shaping the course of American history. In the midst of this turmoil, Little Turtle's family and community would have played a crucial role in shaping his worldview and informing his decisions. His parents, elders, and other relatives would have taught him about the importance of family, community, and tradition. They would have instilled in him a sense of responsibility to his people and encouraged him to develop the skills necessary to become a great leader. The challenges he faces will be significant, but he is well prepared to meet them head-on. With his strong sense of identity, his understanding of the world around him, and his determination to succeed, Little Turtle is ready to make his mark on history. As Little Turtle entered adulthood, he found himself increasingly entwined in the intricate web of Native American politics and warfare, a realm where allegiances were forged and broken with each passing season. The Northwest Indian War, a conflict that pitted a confederation of Native American tribes against the United States government, became the crucible in which his leadership was tested and refined. In 1790, Little Turtle led a contingent of Miami warriors into a series of battles against American forces, including the infamous Battle of the Wabash, also known as St. Clair's Defeat, which took place on November 4, 1791. The Battle of the Wabash itself was a masterclass in tactical innovation, as Little Turtle leveraged the terrain to his advantage, employing hit-and-run tactics that exploited the weaknesses of the American forces. The Miami warriors, under his command, moved with a fluidity and cohesion that belied their disparate tribal affiliations, striking at the flanks and rear of the American army with precision and deadliness. As the sun dipped below the horizon on that fateful day, casting the battlefield in a bloody orange glow, Little Turtle's leadership had secured a victory that would be etched into the annals of Native American history. The aftermath of the Battle of the Wabash saw Little Turtle's reputation soar among his peers, as he was recognized as a skilled and cunning warrior. His involvement in the subsequent Treaty of Fort Wayne, signed on October 22, 1792, which established a temporary peace between the Native American Confederation and the United States government, further solidified his position as a statesman and diplomat. The treaty, though ultimately ephemeral, represented a significant milestone in Little Turtle's career as he navigated the treacherous waters of intertribal politics and American diplomacy with aplomb. During this period, Little Turtle formed significant relationships with other prominent Native American leaders, including Blue Jacket, a Shawnee war chief, and Bukangahelas, a Lenape leader. Together, they worked to resist American expansion into their territories and to protect the rights and interests of their people. In 1793, Little Turtle traveled to Philadelphia, where he met with President George Washington and other American officials in an attempt to negotiate a lasting peace. Little Turtle's experiences during this time were marked by both triumph and tragedy. In 1794, he played a key role in the Battle of Fallen Timbers, which took place on August 20, 1794, near present-day Toledo, Ohio. Although the Native American Confederation was ultimately defeated, Little Turtle's leadership and bravery earned him widespread respect among his people. The battle itself was a brutal and chaotic melee, with warriors from both sides clashing in a frenzy of steel and gunfire. As the dust settled, Little Turtle's contingent had fought valiantly, but the tide of the battle had turned against them. In the years that followed, Little Turtle continued to work towards a lasting peace between the Native American tribes and the United States government. He recognized that the tide of American expansion was unlikely to be reversed and sought to negotiate the best possible terms for his people. In 1795, he signed the Treaty of Greenville, which established a boundary between Native American territory and American settlements. This treaty, though imperfect, represented a significant milestone in Little Turtle's career as he worked to find a balance between the interests of his people and the inexorable march of American progress. Little Turtle's contributions to Native American history are significant not only because of his military victories, but also because of his efforts to navigate the complex web of alliances and rivalries that characterize the period. As he once said, "The sun is setting on our way of life, and we must find a new path to follow." These words, spoken with a deep sense of melancholy and foresight, reflect his profound understanding of the challenges facing his people and his determination to find a way forward. Even in the face of overwhelming adversity, throughout his life, Little Turtle remained committed to the welfare and prosperity of his people. He worked tirelessly to promote peace, understanding, and cooperation between Native American tribes and the United States government, often walking a narrow tightrope between the competing interests of his own people and the Americans. As the years passed, Little Turtle's influence continued to shape the course of Native American history like a steady drumbeat, echoing through the annals of time. He remained a respected leader among his people, and his wisdom and diplomacy were sought by both Native American tribes and American officials who recognized the value of his counsel in navigating the complex web of alliances and rivalries that defined the era. In 1801, he traveled to Washington, D.C. Once again, this time to meet with President Thomas Jefferson, where he advocated for the rights and interests of his people with a deep sense of urgency and conviction. As he walked through the bustling streets of the nation's capital, Little Turtle couldn't help but feel a sense of trepidation, knowing that the fate of his people hung in the balance. The weight of responsibility rested heavily on his shoulders, and he was acutely aware of the need to balance the competing interests of his own tribe with the broader aspirations of Native American unity. His efforts during this period were marked by a deep sense of pragmatism, as he recognized that the tide of American expansion was unlikely to be reversed, like a mighty river flowing inexorably towards its destination. Despite his advancing age, Little Turtle remained active in tribal politics and continued to work towards a lasting peace between the Native American tribes and the United States government. He spent countless hours in council with other leaders, listening to their concerns and sharing his own wisdom, forged in the crucible of experience and tempered by the fires of adversity. In 1809, he played a key role in the Treaty of Fort Wayne, which established a new boundary between Native American territory and American settlements. This treaty, though imperfect, represented a significant milestone in Little Turtle's career as he worked to find a balance between the interests of his people and the inexorable march of American progress. The negotiations were tense and often fraught, with both sides digging in their heels and refusing to budge. But Little Turtle remained calm and composed, drawing on his years of experience to find common ground and broker a deal that would satisfy all parties. His leadership during this period was characterized by a deep sense of empathy and understanding, as he worked to build bridges between disparate groups and forge a path forward that would benefit everyone. As Little Turtle's life drew to a close, he reflected on the challenges and triumphs of his long and storied career, his mind wandering back to the battles fought and won, the alliances forged and broken, and the countless hours spent in council with other leaders. He had lived through a time of great upheaval and transformation, and had played a significant role in shaping the course of Native American history. His legacy was one of wisdom, diplomacy, and courage, and he remained widely respected among his people until the end of his days. Little Turtle passed away on July 14, 1812, at the age of approximately 75, surrounded by his family and friends who gathered around him to pay their respects to a life well lived. His death marked the end of an era, as one of the most influential and revered Native American leaders of his time was laid to rest. As he once said, "The path we walk is not always easy, but it is ours to follow." These words, spoken with a deep sense of introspection and wisdom, reflect his profound understanding of the challenges facing his people and his determination to find a way forward, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. Today, Little Turtle is remembered as a hero and a statesman, whose legacy continues to inspire and inform our understanding of Native American history. His contributions to the field of diplomacy and his efforts to promote peace and cooperation between Native American tribes and the United States government remain unparalleled. His story is one of triumph and tragedy, of wisdom and diplomacy, and it continues to offer valuable lessons for our own time. As we look to the future, we would do well to remember Little Turtle's words and to strive for a deeper understanding of the challenges and opportunities that lie before us. We must continue to walk the path that he forged, with courage, wisdom, and determination guiding our steps. And as we march towards victory, we must never forget the lessons of the past, nor the leaders who paved the way for us to follow. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.